This
is Woodside Church Kids.
Hello boys and girls, my name's Annette and it's lovely to see you. Today we're going to be looking at the story of Jesus as he loved the children and welcomed them. Now, we know that the God of mums and dads is really the same God of children as well. He's no different. He knows all about you. He knows how small you are, how tall you are. He knows even what breakfast you might have had this morning. Wow. Now, before we do our story, I think there might be time for a game. So, mums and dads, we need a bit of help. If you can get a nice big space, because what I've got here is very small, but get a space, and you need some cards, a pack of cards, otherwise get lots of bits of card, and you need your watch, because we're going to be playing a game called Pick Up 52. And guess what? We are picking up 52 cards. But we need our timer, so girls and boys, you're going to be timing yourself to see how quickly, once cards go up in the air and onto the ground, how quickly you can pick them up. So are you ready? Get your cards? Are you ready? Off we go. Time yourself, 1, 2, 3, and pick up cards.
3, 2, 1, go. Back to front. "21 seconds. Now, I reckon if I'd have spreaded them a bit more, it would have been much harder for me to do. But why don't you have a go at home and see if you can do it any quicker than I can? And now I'm going to pass over to Annette for this week's story.
Now, I hope you had fun picking up 52 cards. That's a lot of cards, wasn't it? Now, have you ever been in a meeting where one person has been talking to lots of people? 52, maybe 100, maybe even much more. I've got a story about Jesus talking to lots and lots of people. Wasn't 52, wasn't 100, wasn't even 500, was probably much more than that. He was talking to the crowds. Let's see if my pictures can help you, and listen carefully. There we have Jesus doing his teaching, speaking to crowds and crowds. Let's put some crowds up. You can't even see their faces because they are listening intently to Jesus. Jesus is teaching. And as he's teaching to all these people, they might have been surprised, they might have been happy, they might have even been a bit tired, who knows? Then mums and dads with little children wanted to meet Jesus too. So they said, come, let's go find Jesus. There they are, coming along, trying to get through the crowds to come and meet Jesus and be with him. But guess what? The disciples of Jesus, we call them special friends, here they are. They said, stop, you can't come. You cannot meet Jesus. He is very, very busy and he is very important. He cannot meet with children. They're too small, too little. They're not important enough to meet Jesus. The children were sad. They were disappointed and they were worried. Why couldn't they see Jesus? And I think the mums and dads might have been worried and sad too. Jesus heard about it, and you know what? He was cross. He wasn't cross with the mums and dads. He wasn't cross with the children. He was cross with his friends, the disciples. He said, no, I want the children to meet me. Please let them come through the crowds. Bring the children all the way to meet me because they are important and they are loved. And that's the story of Jesus and the children as he loves them all. Now, I'd like to read from the Bible. And we have got lots of different Bibles that we can read from. And I've got the Bible called the Beginner's Bible. So mums and dads, if you've got the Bible, you can read along. And let's see if we can read the same story in the Bible. Now let's read from the Bible, which we can find in the books of Matthew, Mark and Luke. The children. Mothers held their babies as they walked, and boys and girls skipped and hopped down the road. They were happy. They were going to see Jesus. But when they got to the place where Jesus was, Jesus' friends told them to go away. "You cannot come to see Jesus," they said. "He is too busy for children. He has important things to do." Now Jesus found out what his friends were saying. He was angry. "Don't stop the children," he said. "Let them come to me." And so they came, little boys and little girls and even babies. They came to Jesus, and Jesus took them in his arms. He was not too busy. He held them, he blessed them, he loved them, because children are important to Jesus.
Thank you, Annette, for that story and teaching us something about Jesus and how he loves the little kids and he loves to spend time with children. And today's craft is going to help us to remember what happened in that story, and it's called Emoji Faces. So all you need to do this craft is something circular that you can use to draw around. You need some paper or card, a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and some colouring pens, and maybe some sellotape as well. And we're going to start by drawing around a bit of paper. So all you need to do is put your circle down on your card and draw around it. And that way when you take it off, you'll be able to see the line left by where you draw it. I've already started this one, and we're just going to cut it out and finish off cutting out our first circle. And try and stay as close to the line as possible so you get a nice round circle. And I cut out another one earlier that I've also made as well. So now we'll have 2 circles. So we're going to put them aside. Our other thing, we need something to stick our faces on. So if you've got a lollipop stick at home, you could use that, but I didn't have any lollipop sticks, and I thought I'd get brain freeze if I tried to eat one before I filmed this video. So instead, I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to roll it up, and this will act as the stick that you'll find out what it's going to do a little bit later on. Let me weigh that down while I get some sellotape. And now I can stick that closed and it won't try to unroll on me. And now I've got a stick that I can put my circles on. So here we go. We go back to our circles, and I'm going to glue all around the outside of this circle. And that means that when I take the other one, I can stick them both together, back to back, and I'll be able to draw on the outsides of them. But the important thing to remember is to put our lollipop stick in the middle. So now I've made something that looks a little bit like a lollipop, but we've got 2 sides. And so on one side, do you remember in that story how the children were really happy to see Jesus? So we're going to start by drawing a really happy face. I'm going to do some big eyes and a big smiley face. That looks a little bit scary. Let's give him some eyeballs as well, and maybe some eyebrows. He looks a little bit scary, to be honest, but he is a little bit happy. So that's our happy face. And now we're going to draw a sad face as well, because the disciples said to the children to go away. They thought they were bothering Jesus, so they made the children very sad. So now I'm going to draw a sad face. Oh, he's looking very sad, isn't he? In fact, let's get some blue, and we can maybe draw a tear on him, a teardrop to show that he's been crying. That is a very sad looking face. So the children were really sad when the disciples sent them away. But Jesus said, hang on a second, let the children come. In fact, I wish the parents were like the children as well, and the children were happy again. And that is this week's craft, our Emoji Faces craft. You could try this with loads of other different faces as well. Maybe you could do an angry face with slanty eyebrows, or a laughing face with a big open smile and shutting their eyes and maybe crying with laughter. Or maybe you could do some love heart eyes or some scared faces, whatever you want to get up to. But that is our craft. And now I'm going to finish off today's video by praying. So if you want to shut your eyes to help you focus, that would be great. Lord, thank you that you always listen to everything that we have to say. Thank you that you love to spend time with us, and help us to listen to you. Amen. That's it for today's video, so we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.